Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to another edition of Abbotsford Small Business, where you can, of course, find us on the internet at abbotsfordsmallbusiness.com. Catchy tune, huh? You can also send us an email at your desire at abbotsfordsmallbusiness@gmail.com. And I promised you a couple of podcasts ago that I would go in depth more about the reasons that people should start using Gmail. Gmail is hooked into YouTube, and it's hooked into Docs, and it's hooked into spreadsheets, and it's hooked into presentations, and it's hooked into calendar. Oh my gosh, there's just so much stuff you can do with just by going and connecting to Gmail. So I'm going to do a series of podcasts in the new year about using Gmail and all the associated benefits that you can get out of it as a small and medium-sized business owner. You need to know about these things to make your business run more smooth and streamlined. Hey, you don't want to spend all of your time learning about technical issues, right? Let us at Abbotsford Small Business do the research for you. And we can sift through all the unnecessary stuff that you don't necessarily have to see, and then we'll give you the straight goods. I'm going to be doing a podcast on a wonderful application called Glimpse. Now, I'll just give you a quick frame-up of Glimpse. What Glimpse does is it allows you to, get this, you're stuck in traffic, right? And you're at a dead stop, or you're in a parking lot or something, or you have to be at a meeting, and you're running late, you're running behind. You quickly pull off the road. And with the program called Glimpse on your cell phone, on your smartphone, you just enter the phone number to the person you want to send the message to, and there's a whole bunch of pre-recorded messages. I'm late, running late, there's about 26, I think, messages about I'll be there in a bit. And then what you do is, as soon as you send that message to the other person's phone, get this, a Google map appears on their phone and shows them exactly where you are and exactly how many minutes it's going to take for you to get from where you are now to where you are supposed to be at the meeting. Isn't that fantastic? For business people, there could be no better tool, because for one thing, it calms everybody down. They're sitting there, okay, where is Rick? He's 15 minutes late. Aha. He glimpsed us about 20 minutes ago and said he was going to be late, and here's exactly where he is. So there's proof, right? Nothing, you can't argue against proof. So I'll do an in-depth podcast on that. I think it's probably one of the most powerful business tools you can ever get for a business person. And the reason I am dressed casually today, usually I'm dressed in a suit and tie on the Abbotsford Small Business webpage, because I want to, give an air of a business-like air. But today I'm going to talk to you about the Miracle Ball Method. I will hold this little book up to the camera. There you go, the Miracle Ball Method. Now, I did step 1, or part 1, a couple of days ago, when I think 5 or 6 days ago, when I just got the package. And I was a little bit skeptical because, to be honest with you, you can go down to Costco. See, the book fits right in here. Right in there. It's beautifully packaged. I mean, the woman that did this, she has got it going on. She has got a great product. So the book, rests in there, and then there's the 2 balls. It comes with 2 low-pressure balls. But let me explain to you what it does. Once you hear my story, you'll probably want to go down. My massage therapist and my doctor are both going to buy this system and try it out. So about 5 months ago, I was hurt, like badly hurt, my neck. And it's a long, convoluted story. Lots of pain. I can tell you that for 5 months, my life has been one wave of pain after another. And anybody that's been in that situation is just searching desperately for any kind of an answer to give them relief. So I've got great physiotherapists. Jeremy from Promotion Physiotherapy. We're planning on actually having him do a series of podcasts in our studio with his kinesiologist, Aaron. That's going to be an exciting and fun-filled podcast show. So please don't miss that one. And then there's Glenda, my acupuncturist. She's been great. She's been sticking me all over the place with needles, and it has offered pain relief. Also, the third care member is a wonderful massage therapist by the name of Allison Bells. Now, I just finished doing a podcast about Allison, and she's been great, too. So you combine all those 3. I can't forget about my doctor. Dr. Jacques West. He has been absolutely incredible. So you put all those 4 caretakers together, and I'm getting extremely good results. But that means that you have to go see those 4 caretakers, right? In order to, you pay a service, you go to them, and they give you value for your dollar. My massage therapist massages me. My acupuncturist makes me look like a porcupine. My physiotherapist grabs my head and walks into the next room with it. You know, so my doctor, he writes prescriptions to keep the pain at bay, right? So all of these things take a measure of me going somewhere and doing something with that particular practitioner. I'm a hands-on guy, and I'm a little bit of a control freak, because if you've already noticed me with these shows, I really like this method, because the miracle ball method, and let me explain it to you. These balls are not that, they don't have a lot of pressure on it. See how I can squeeze them? See that? That's not a lot of air pressure, right? See how I can squeeze that one? So they're very, very low pressure balls. And here is what I've been finding. This is my personal observation, and honest to gosh, it has changed my perception of the pain and helped me tremendously. Why am I showing small and medium-sized businesses this particular product? Is it going to improve their business? No, absolutely not. Here's what it will do. As an owner of a small to medium-sized business, sooner or later, we all get aches and pains. Sooner or later, we all crack a rib. Sooner or later, we all pull a muscle. Sooner or later, we all rip a tendon. Sooner or later, we twist our ankle and go down, and wow, we're out of, we're limping for 5 or 6 days. Sooner or later, you are going to find that you're going to need something like this to get you through the day, and this is the way I've been using it. Unbelievable results. Honestly, if you saw me a couple of days before I used these, and now the difference is horrendous, like to the good. So here's how I use these. The book, like any good man, I never read the book. Men never read the book. Are you kidding me? This is an instruction manual. This is the first thing men tend to throw away. But she goes in and she explains. For example, I'll just go to Chapter 1, she says how to use this book. She explains how to use, done by a woman. And I think sometimes, to be honest with you, women have a really good way of explaining things that make sense. That's why men never listen to them. And they have a logical formula and format. It may seem to men, oh, you're not moving as quickly as I want, or you're not aggressive as I want. Hey, guys, just slow down. Just do what you do when you do it, but just slow down and listen to what the wisdom of a woman. I was listening to a podcast by a wonderful man called Dave Ramsey, and he's one of my idols. I mean, the guy, talk about a businessman, and we're going to be doing podcasts about him. Interesting to note, you know what Dave Ramsey says about women? He says now he has learned that every major business decision that he ever makes, he needs to consult his wife before he makes it. Is that a shocker? Or what? Come on, most of the guys I know, when they own corporations, they would never think of asking their wife. They don't think their wife is wise, I'm here to tell you. And we'll get into that. There is really, really good reasons why. And he tells a story that demonstrated it just so well. And that's for another podcast. But I thought I'd slip that in because, you know what, guys? Our women are extremely important to us. Okay, so she goes on and she says about the ball, and she explains things in a really good logical order. And then she gives you exercises. Where's the exercises? Bear with me just for a moment. Aha. You know what? I'm a big fan already, because right here, how to breathe. Now, I study Yang-style Tai Chi, and I love it. I'm going to put in a plug for my Sifu, Don McAleese. He runs Core Fitness in Abbotsford. Go see him. He is a master at Tai Chi. He's one of the good guys. Our Grand Master is over 100 years old, and this is, make no mistake, this is authentic Yang-style Tai Chi. So go down and see Sifu and tell him Rick sent you. But she goes on to explain, and she breaks this book down to really good sections. Another section that says back on the ball. So what I found, and this is the way that I have used it, First of all, I didn't want to read the book because I didn't want any preconceived notions from somebody that knew what they were talking about. It's a guy thing again. So what I did is I would lay down on the floor and I would put each ball just above my kneecaps, right? I can't bring my legs up, but here's your knee, right? Here's your leg and here's your knee, right? I would put them right here on both of them, and I would just allow the weight of my leg to sink into the ball. And then I would lay there for about, 5 minutes. You can do this while you're watching TV. And then in 5 minutes, you move them up about a ball width. So about 4 or 5 inches, you move them up the body. And then just let the body weight sink into the ball and let the ball push. Really, what this is, and I've been told it equates closely to trigger points or acupressure. So after about another 5 minutes, you move the ball up again and move the ball. In about an hour or an hour and a half, you'll find that you've moved the ball all the way up the back of your body, right to the back of your shoulder blades. Now, my physiotherapist, Jeremy, said, when I was going through tremendous pain in my neck, he said, Rick, you got to get a couple of tennis balls, put them in a sock, and put them right behind there, and then lay down on them. And in order to force the tennis balls to push on the muscles, and when you push on a muscle for an extended period of time at low pressure, what it does is it tends to relax that muscle. Now, I found tennis balls were just a little bit too hard, had just a little bit too much air, but these are extremely effective. So, first night I did that. I put the balls underneath and I worked them up my body all the way. Now, I'm at the point, and I have a neck injury, right? I'm at the point where I can put one behind my neck and one on my head, and it's extremely comfortable. Let me tell you about what happens when I put them between my shoulder blades. When you, and I think everybody will attest to this. When you have somebody go behind you and gently place their palm of their hand into your back and push with about 5 or 6 pounds of pressure, feels good, doesn't it? Well, that's the way these balls react. And here's the secret. In this particular device, you let your body weight press down on the balls. So you're not using excessive force. Now, were there areas of my body that were tender when I was on these? Absolutely. But it was, the kind of pain that you press somewhere on your body and think, oh my gosh, that hurts, but it feels good at the same time. That's the kind of experience that I'm talking about. It would hurt, but it felt really, really good at the same time. Now, if I left the ball there for more than 3 or 4 minutes, the pain would start to diminish, and then it would start to feel good. So you've got two opposing forces in my mind. This is the best way that I can explain to you. One force that when you put the ball on there, it hurts, and one force where it feels good, right? In 5 minutes, this one where it hurts will slowly start to loosen off. And then all you're left with is, oh my gosh, that feels really, really good. Now, after that first night I was so impressed, here's what I did. Kind of unconventional, but oh man, does it work. I took the balls to bed. And in bed, lying on my back, as I listen to podcasts at night, I do the same thing. I put them underneath my calves, and then 5 or 6 minutes later, I bring them up, put them underneath my knees, 5 or 6 later again, bring them up about 5 or 6 inches. And by the time I finish listening to my podcasts, and I listen to my podcasts at least an hour to an hour and a half, so that's 60 to 90 minutes a night. That's how I educate myself, and I learn, and that's how I set up my shows. By the time 90 minutes have come around, I have taken these balls from the lower extremities of my body all the way up to my neck. And let me tell you, you do that for 90 minutes, and by the 90 minutes have come and gone, your body is so completely relaxed that I just get the balls, drop them at the side of the bed, I'm out. And I mean, I'm out like a light. So, to be honest with you, I've been using them, 6 days now? I have never found a device that works so well. And the secret I think is this. You let the ball do all the work. You can do this while you're watching television. You can do this while you're listening to a podcast. You can do this not while you're driving the car, but while you're laying in bed. And I found that was the best because, A, I'm getting prepared to go to sleep. B, that's when I listen to podcasts. I know it sounds a little strange, but I've got my smartphone and I put them in and I listen to a whole ton of shows in order to do research for the shows that I have here. And that particular system has helped me so much. I'll bet you it's erased 4 or 5 levels of pain. It's just amazing what it's done. So I wanted to come on the show and say, does this have anything to do with running a small or medium-sized business? Absolutely not. Does this have everything to do with looking after the health of the small or medium-sized business owner? Absolutely. So go down to Costco. And it was funny because I saw my doctor a couple days ago. And I said, Dr. West, you have got to get these. And I told him all about it. And he said, my back has been just really giving me a lot of trouble. He said, I think I should try them. And I said, please, just go down and try them. I will bet you $1 I'll bet you $100 they'll work. But I am so enthusiastic about this. It's because it doesn't require a lot of thought. It doesn't require expensive machinery. It doesn't require an inverted table where you're hanging upside down and you can only do that at one time. You can put this in your average day, and I'll bet you, I'm not sure, you could do it while driving, but it might be dangerous. But I'll bet you on the lower of the back, you could probably do it while you're driving, as long as you don't move the balls, right? So I've got my wife, we're going down to Costco today to pick up another set of these. But my massage therapist has given this the okay. My doctor has really given this the okay. And I've been using it with stunning success. So I wanted to give you this little bit of a podcast to say, if you ever have aches and pains, see, if you have aches and pains, are you able to focus on running your small and medium-sized business? No. The pain will take over your entire world, as I have found out. I mean, with this neck injury, I was done. I was cooked. I could not do anything. I could not enjoy the real-world situations. I couldn't run my business properly. I couldn't even eat properly. I couldn't sleep properly. So it's been a 5-month adventure, and through the adventure I've met some wonderful caregivers, and also I've got a great new system, and it's called the Miracle Ball Method. Now, if you go out on the internet and Google, you will find a whole bunch of 5-star ratings from this particular method. So guys, no, you don't have to read the manual if you don't want to. It helps. I've read the book since, because I just wanted to know, am I doing things right? There is really no wrong way to use this book, but what she does in this book is she says, these are the exercises that are going to give you the most mileage. Now, you can use the balls any way you want, but in this book, it gives you the best way to use it, right? So guys, in this instance, men, it's best to read the manual. I know you probably won't, but I said it, so at least I warned you. Thanks so much, folks, for joining us in another episode of Abbotsford Small Business. Look forward to a lot more podcasts. There's a podcast I'm doing next week about a fellow that teaches your company how to drive green. Don't miss that one. His name is David Lush, and he's doing some great things. I just took his course. Phenomenal. Okay, folks, until next time, we'll see you again. This is Rick Haaland for Abbotsford Small Business. Take care. See you. Bye-bye. Have a great day of business, would you? Bye-bye. Take care.